Good morning, this is Kara with the Ministry of Uncovered No More. Here's from our favorite poems, Old and New, selected for boys and girls by Helen Ferris. And I want to tap into the boy and girl of you that doesn't actually have this screen right here. I remember the first time I got an email address and how uptight everybody was about all of our email addresses and security, and now we're dealing with quite a few more issues in that world, and so I keep watching, interceding, invoking for safety and goodwill among all of us. If you were to look at my most recent full stop on uncoverednomore.blog, you're going to find out that I'm in a holding pattern with the King of Kings. And that is, the Republican Party should be called what it is. They are fascists. And I'm not going to change. What I'm going to do for everyone that I love, and many of you are still Republicans and are supporting a system that the King of Kings himself is point blank calling fascist, from his Israel account, is I'm going to appeal to your childlike nature that I touched in many people when I was still in churches, Protestant churches and Catholic churches. I have even been with Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, atheists, agnostics, independents, which is a free spirit, which is I am, pagans for sure, all of you, all of me. There is a childlike spirit in your core, and I'm going to appeal to you today. Now, still haven't finished my coloring, so I'll be working on it. If you'll notice, little girl me has green skin, and if you'll notice, little boy you has green skin. I believe in your growth as a person, but you need to move away from fascism. There's a large percentage, we're talking millions of people. I don't know how many millions of sets of parents, whether you've been divorced or not, pregnant out of wedlock, the child came or not. You need to move away from fascism. And so it's my responsibility as tribe Judah, elect Gentile, to say, remember your core of childlike love, animal, human, alike, all around you, and love your neighbor as yourself, loving yourself. And these, if you'll notice, it's a cold wind in this electronic and information age, yet what is saying is true, and it's also water, washing you with the water of truth, not the fire, not the ice of truth, the water of truth. Okay? I'd Leave by Andrew Lang. I'd leave all the hurry, the noise, and the fray for a house full of books and a garden of flowers. I do this on a regular basis. Did it yesterday, and it ended the day with to Twitter. It is pinned. It is on the full stop at Uncover No More, equally pinned. I will be doing artwork for the articles. I will be possibly reading. I don't know. Pontificating again. It is my privilege to remind you that the King of Kings is saying Republicans are fascists, and we need to keep calling them as they are, and he used all caps. And that means he was and is and will be in heaven on earth. If you need me to quote the book of Revelation as a learned person who should be aware of that book in the Bible, that is the Apostle John, Isle of Patmos. People had been trying to kill the man. You cannot imagine his miraculous life any more than you can imagine the King of Kings 2,000 years ago. But here you've got a woman that you know exists that happens to have 10 of 12 pregnancies here, that has been denied by everything American because of my way of life, which is just as perfectly good as yours. If you're not a street person who can't pay bills at all, period. In other words, you can pay your bills. If you're able to pay your bills but are recognizing the pain across the world, you need to get a grip. Because he's here, too. Can't get your head around that. None of us can. I don't even know if he can. But the truth is, still the same for all of us. And the next one is the same point. I'm going very fast this morning, but I had time to talk to you. He has time to be on Twitter. And so do I. Both of us, our bills are paid. We are grateful for that. We are not grateful for the hate mail in our real lives. So I have time to speak to your childlike core. But if you're a Republican in this nation, get a grip, like I said. If you agree with any of their rhetoric and their lies in the media, get a grip. You're a fascist at heart. More than likely a white supremacist. Racist, which is two different things. Sexist, or a degree of those three things, or two of them, or even one of them. You need a refining in your soul, and the way you're going to do that is not where the king and I are, which is social media. But that doesn't make up our day. Like I said, I'm going fast today. All of my ministry work is organized and where it's supposed to be in this house. All right. So, a book by Emily Dickinson. There is no frigate like a book to take us lands away, nor any coursers like a page of prancing poetry. Excuse me. Need another cup of something hot in my throat. Excuse me. Let's start that over. I'm certain Emily Dickinson is laughing. Kara, you messed my poem up. A book by Emily Dickinson. There is no frigate like a book to take us lands away, nor any coursers like a page of prancing poetry. This traverse may the poorest take without a press of toll. How frugal is the chariot that bears a human soul. Excuse me, if I had time today, I would art it on my whiteboard. I do not have time. You know I'm wearing red, white, and blue pajamas and my slippers. And you know that you're a fascist if you're a fascist. And I'm even appealing to you as my enemy with the King of Kings. I'm appealing to you to go back and to read poetry, not the Bible, because all you do with the Bible, at the highest level of the federal government, all the way down to the person in the street that can't pay their bills, all you do with the Bible is misuse it. It is an ancient text. This is in the Bible, this ancient text. But it was written after. It was written within those 2,000 years, though. A little over. Kara, that's too down to earth. Yeah, it sure is, because I'm going to tell you that the agreement of Tribe Judah is complete, at least on Uncovered No More, and my Twitters. So you can take that or leave it, but you cannot say that Kara doesn't love her enemy. this morning. You cannot say that. You can say, thank you, Kara. I'm going to take the journey you're on as an American or a Western world person leaning towards, because you can tell the leaders that are going to want to take the entire world towards fascism. They're causing trouble again. We, the people, need to stand earthwise. Continue to stand. Not stand for anything but justice. Worldwide, forever. And the Republican Party did join hands in hands, be more bipartisan, state to state, as well as in the nation of the United States. They are not that anymore, and that began along about the end of the 4 blood moons, which are very highly tied to the King of Kings, and is why I have what is called a double moons prayer initiative that I didn't even know about the blood moons when I titled it and wrote it. It's in one of the 3 books I published. And then all the way through, my publisher was destroyed by the time a criminal, like Richard Nixon, a criminal, sat his white ass in the White House chair, declaring obscenities from hell. If there ever was a seat of Satan, so to speak, in D.C., it began January of 2017, literally. Now, Austin, Texas has a seat of Satan, and so does Florida. Texas, vote blue no matter who, is my personal opinion right now. Kara, you're taking our rights away. Hell no. The Republicans are fascists. They want to take your freedoms away. They need, evidently, to take your freedoms away, and they need to use drama to stay in business everywhere. It's sinful. It's arrogant. It's wrong. It's the wrong narrative. It's fascist. Okay. Love you very much, America.